My name is Jody, and okay, so we've heard a lot about bees lately and how they are dying off and actually having a lot of issues. And so, following a teaching by Ray Higdon, I was out at the mailbox today and I got my subscription for my magazine. And one of the things on the front cover was 4 things you can do to help the bees. And it had some very interesting facts in there that I really didn't know before now. And I mean, I have been around bees my entire life. My dad used to have beehives, so we've always had bees both in Arizona and here in Alabama. But I don't know if I just didn't think about it or didn't pay any attention, but I found this super interesting. But bees, more than 75% of the world's flowering plants depend on bees. 75% of our flowers depend on bees. And a third of all the food that we eat has to be pollinated by bees. So how important, hey Double J, thank you for joining me. So how important are our pollinators and how important it is to help them? Because they are dying off and it's just not right. In letting them die, we're actually destroying ourselves. You can't replace something once it's extinct. So we need to do what we can to help our little pollinators. And this had 4 tips, which I thought were super cool. And maybe these will help you, or maybe you know of somebody. If you're like me, I love planting flowers and putting out lots of plants, especially in the springtime. And thank goodness, yay, it's coming, it's here. I'm so excited to see spring. But I thought this was pretty interesting. Beekeepers in the United States saw 44% of their colonies die off in the year 2020. Just in 1 year. That has been the highest year they've ever had that mortality rate since 2010. Like everybody panicked in 2010. But last year, 44% of bee colonies died off. That is huge. So let's do what we can to bring down those numbers, shall we? This is one of the things that they suggested, and they're talking about the fact that they have scientists that can only monitor certain areas. So what they've asked for is for us to crowdsource out our pictures. Try to get a picture of the bees without getting stung, of course, but go out and if you see a bee in a beehive, or I mean not a beehive, but a flower, go out, take pictures of the bees. Like if you happen to notice one that lands on the table next to you, go and take a picture of it. If you take a picture of it, you can use the zoom lens on your camera. That zoom will help you to be able to get in there close without, getting hurt or getting stung. And then they would like you to send them those pictures. And that actually does more than one thing. Number 1, if you can get a picture of them, perfect, send it to them. If you can get a picture of them, number 2, on a flower, that helps them in 2 different ways. Number 1, it helps them to see where the bees actually are. And try to see if you can say, well, there was about 10 in my yard, or I saw 2 or 3. They kind of want a number. That way it gives them an estimation of where they are, how many you're seeing, and then number 3, if you can send it to them with a picture of the flower that they were around or the bush that they were around. Number 3, that gives them an idea of what flowers are attracting them the most. And that way they can start asking people to plant those flowers. And you can actually go online and Google the flowers that bees are attracted to. And I wouldn't plant those right up next to your house, but you can plant them out a little ways, maybe at the edge of your property. And that way you'll actually attract more bees, because we need to keep these little pollinators going, don't we? I mean, it's for our own good, actually. So you can send them to it's called Backyard Bumblebee Count. And just Google that, Backyard Bumblebee Count. And if you need this information, then please message me directly after this, and I will be sure to send you this information, because I thought it was kind of cool. And that way there's also one that's called Bumblebee Watch. There's a Bumblebee Partnership. There is also Bee Wise, BEE Wise, Honeybee Pollen and Nectar Map. Aren't these kind of cool places? And all of these help you to help the environment. You can just message them, and hopefully, because we have bees that are dying off and becoming extinct, and we need to keep our little healthy bees going. It says that with any luck, you can help us find remnant populations of rare species, so we can try to intervene with them before they become extinct. And that is by Rich Hatfield, a senior conservationist biologist who works on the program through Hersey's Society for Invertebrate Conservation. Yeah, I know, quite a mouthful, right? But it was so good to learn these things, because I've always been fascinated by bees. We have always had so many, and the honey is, if you can get pure honey that is like from where it is natural, it is so good. It is such a good sweetener. So anyway, I hope this was helpful, and be sure to message me if you would like these websites that you can go to, and I will be sure to get you this information. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.